William Wilson of Samoan and Scottish descent and Karl Mokaraka of Samoan and Māori descent both open up about their experiences as survivors of abuse in state care.
Started when I was raped by a boy that was in a family home. He was already a ward of the state. And because of what happened to me, they tried covering up. They put me in the same room as him. And then they didn't know what to do with me. They sent me away to a health camp for a whole year, 2 6-month camps in a row. And then when I came back to Paura, the whole town knew what happened to me. They were all undecided. Like, they were ashamed, but at the same time, they were thinking, why has nothing been done? I took the law in my own hands. I didn't know any better. I did some really bad things. They were finding it hard what to do with me because they put me in a home. I ran away, went and find my mum. I signed myself into Wesley College, but a week after, my grandfather turns up with a social worker, and that same day I jump in the car and the next stop was Wesley College.
I remember William. He was 4 foot nothing, young innocent young man, and I'd come from Otara and very street savvy and how to survive, because I also was in care before I came to Wesley College. Our destinies collided when a prefect ordered a group of bigger juniors, who were all the same age, to carry out a hiding on them, with the threat that we'd get a hiding if we didn't carry it out. So, hurt people, and that's exactly what happened to William.
First morning I woke up at Wesley College, I went to bed. My mattress was thrown outside. There was whispers and everything for about a week, and then we finally had our first night parade. When we had our first night parade, it was the first time I was given the name Willow, and ridiculed and laughed about because I'm a piss pot. I had no control over my bowels because I was raped. I don't know how people can be that way. It made me feel tiny.
Last week saw the final report of the Royal Commission of Inquiry into Abuse in State and Faith-Based Care tabled in Parliament after almost 6 years. The report heard from almost 3,000 survivors, only 5% were Pacific. Pacific and Māori survivors endured higher levels of physical abuse than other ethnicities. More than half described being sexually abused while they were in social welfare care.
That's the thing that gave me the chronic fissure, and I've got underdeveloped parts. I had to bend over the first step of the junior TV lounge while a young student opened and kept the door open to the prep hall, while the dorm prefect ran up down the prep hall and ran into the TV lounge and kicked me with his pointed church shoes 3 times in a row. And before he did that, he clotheslined me 3 times in a row. I was standing on the 3rd step, he was in the top corner. He'd run down and clothesline me like a wrestling clothesline. I ended up flipping backwards on the bottom floor. That was the second really shocking thing that happened to me, because these 2 things that happened to me, I suffer from them to this day. Mentally, I'm pretty strong now. But it was my physical. I've had 2 operations, and it's still not. I'm learning to accept that I'm going to be this way for the rest of my life, but I want it never to happen to anyone else again.
Both William and Karl are now fathers and have since reconciled since their paths crossed at Wesley College.
He reached out to me only about a few years ago, wanting reconciliation. Wanted to have closure on what happened to him, and was in an email that was in a text that he sent to me. Talked about his life being destroyed, And I'd just done a series of Man Up programs, which helped me deal with my own past. And so I explained to him in a Facebook message that I had also been a victim. So it was very timely, eh?
Bro, it made me cry when I read what you wrote.
Yeah. And we reconciled. We actually met outside Pack and Save in Manukau.
Outside warehouse. At first, I think we just hugged.
Yeah, and the roles reversed because he was much bigger than me.
No, that was
And I
a
was
big difference.
No. Whereas he was 4 foot nothing at school. And I think, but just maturity, and I think he was incredibly brave to want to confront people that had hurt him, in a loving, forgiving manner.
Yeah, and
So
I was motivated though.
Yeah, so
I had support.
his message was so powerful to me. It made me cry, and when I gave testimony to the Royal Commission, man, I just could not get his face out of
My
so
mind.
I came forward to validate not only myself but validate his story, because there weren't a lot of supporters when he came out. There was actually quite a lot of vitriol and hatred from some of our own students.
The internal system is the one that needs changing. It needs to reflect what they show on the external. It's the internal that is detrimental to our future as well. Are we going to be always beating on these kids? Are these kids always going to be subjected? Are we going to have undeveloped world leaders, leaders of this country? Are they going to be like... It's shocking. I heard the news and how a politician used to be a bully at King's College, and he got to be a politician after that. Then I realised I wanted to be a politician or minister or something. I don't want to now. I want to be a speaker. I want to be the voice, so I'm not regulated by the laws of here. I want to openly speak. I want to be having my mind. I want to be free to be able to say, you guys need to change this. I'm going to be here till you guys finally do.
Out of all that he's faced, out of all the things that he could have easily have been a bitter man today, one word that comes to mind is courageous, because he could have easily continued being hurt and put that hurt on others and communities, but today he's chosen a different path.
I actually been a part of the committee already since the start of this year. I was introduced to the committee. They started at the end of last year. They didn't get much done, as the point was I had the first meeting with them. But I opened their eyes up to what to look for, because I was like stumped. I'm not sure what to do, because it got so good that they were able to cover it up so much. I pointed out a few things to the principal, and somehow the others that were in the meeting, they all took in every little thing I said. Some of it's still happening, yet they can't hide it anymore. It's out.
I haven't formally got involved yet. William's gone before us, but I think like together, bro, we're better together. Yeah.
I'm bringing Karl with me in our next meeting.
Why would you want to go back to a place that's hurt you so much?
Kids. My love for kids in general, the life that they have, the innocence I used to have. No one has the right to take that from them. I stand as their voice. We want them to be proud of being something and somebody. I don't want them to suffer.